Hey everybody, it's Eduardo Jackson, CEO, founder, creator of the Cinema Draft game. And yes, this week I'm not your boy because we let you down, and it definitely made me sad because I had such a great strategy going into the weekend. We were discussing in the group chat on how I had a feeling, but all eyes on me, and now I guess we will never know. But anyways, we are going to make it up to you all. We have double the prize pool, double the bonus money. We're coming back strong this week, and we're looking to have an even better and stronger week, and just really support and appreciate your loyalty by giving you more money. So let's get into it. And yeah, I'm not lying. See the $250 feature presentation, the $100 best boy, $60 key grip, $40 gaffer, and the $20 background talent. And to be honest with you, I would love to have these payouts every week, but you guys, what you got to do, you got to tell more people, get more people to sign up and play. Once we start filling these suckers up, I can start making more and more of a prize pool. So, but I do really appreciate you guys. I do really apologize for the last minute failure we had. I know most of you guys work really, really hard in your call sheets, coming up with a very with very strong strategies, sometimes even contrarian strategies. I really appreciate you guys. So thank you for your support and your loyalty, and we will get you paid this weekend. All right, so let's take a look at the talent pool. And so I guess I'm not exactly sure how long this podcast will be. It could be a short one, it could be a long one. I'm not sure. We're just gonna, we're just gonna dive right into it and kind of explore together. And just give you some, and lead you into the mindset of how I create these salaries. A lot of it is relative. I see what happens in the box office marketplace, and I usually only have access to the estimates, but the estimates tend to be within a few dollars of the actuals. And Cars 3 actually had the second lowest wide opener for a Pixar related film, for Pixar released film. And I mean, I guess this would be filed under first world problems, as coming at only 53.7 million for Cars 3 under Pixar, but it only beat Wonder Woman by, a mere 12 million. And I say a mere 12 million because Wonder Woman is that juggernaut. Wonder Woman's that beast. I don't know, what I mean, I enjoy Wonder Woman. I saw it twice opening weekend. I'm here for it as far as a piece of social pop culture, and I don't know what Jay Devlin was missing out on, but this thing is a phenomenon. It has made over a quarter billion with a B dollars domestically alone. I mean, 275 million. It's in its, I guess this technically is what, its fourth weekend it just went through, or going into its fourth weekend. I mean, it's still going strong. $10,000 per screen. I mean, do we have a Titanic on our hands? I mean, for those of you, those of you who were born after, I don't know, what, 1990, maybe 1985. Titanic was a juggernaut. I think it led the box office for something like 15 straight weeks or whatever, or it had something like 15 or 20 straight weeks with over $20 million grosses. I mean, it was that beast. I must have saw Jack and Rose, aka Leo and Kate Winslet, at least 3 or 4 times in the theaters, and like 3 or 4 months apart. It was amazing. It was a phenomenon. So Wonder Woman, 41 million in its third weekend, fourth weekend, not slowing down in the least. It shed 147 screens and still has a 5-figure per screen average. That's crazy. Now, oh, okay. This I can't tell you. I can't report to you. I did go see All Eyes on Me. I had a terrible stint at the World Series of Poker, aka the WooSop, and to console myself, I went to go see a movie. It was All Eyes on Me, and that is a terrible movie. Jay Devlin was right on this one. It was a terrible movie. Bad acting, bad directing, a horrendous script. I mean, such a basic script, but it is an excellent Tupac concert film. It's got all the major songs you want from Tupac. Demetrius Shipp Jr. is it's just uncanny how much he looks like. Matter of fact, let's go to the IMDb real quick. I mean, look at this dude. It's amazing how much he looks like Tupac, and his performance is fine. I mean, he definitely captured the ethos of Tupac, as far as I can tell. He definitely captures spirit. I mean, and yeah, he's a dead ringer. This is crazy how much he looks like him. But that's pretty much where it ends. I mean, the script definitely failed them. I heard it was a fairly troubled production or it's a troubled pre-production, because it had was it 4 different directors attached at one point, 4 credited writers, which is usually not a good sign. And the guy they ended up going with, Benny Boom, I think what was Benny Boom most known for? Was he like music videos? Maybe was it did he do Blow? I don't think he did. Did Benny Boom do Blow? Let me see. Benny Boom, the director of All Eyes on Me. Let's see. Yeah, director of So he did an episode of Empire. Good for him. TV movies, and music videos. So yeah, and so that's why when I say it's a great Tupac concert film, like the concert scenes are fine. I mean, to the point. Oh man, my people. To the point where the gaggle of sisters in the row ahead of me, one of them or a couple of them actually took out their cell phones and started recording it in the theater. Stay classy, Vegas. Anyways, yeah, so Benny Boom is a music video director who got a swing to do this feature film, and it's a bad film. And I mean, but like I said, a great Tupac concert film. Um, those parts were fine, and the reason why I say, and look, I'm not even trying to go in that hard in the movie, but it's just, I mean, there were points where it was kind of cringeworthy, just how flat the writing was, how flat the directing was, how just, I mean, paint by numbers the script was. And I mean, and I get how this thing was even made, or finally made, off of the heat of Straight Outta Compton last year, and Jay Devlin, in all his, in all his cinematic savvy, was right on time with this one, that they just kind of probably pushed this one in production once they saw all of that money Straight Outta Compton made. But this is no Straight Outta Compton. Benny Boom is definitely no F. Gary Gray, and it's just a pretty bad movie that plays well as a concert film. Okay, so and I see you, T. Murray. You may not even listen to this podcast, but I see you, T. Murray. I'm gonna stick a link to this podcast in your mentions, whatever, because it's not a great movie. It's a great concert film. There is a difference. Okay, soapbox over. All right, so back to the talent pool. So things I'm looking for as talent pool, and as I kind of alluded to in, I think, the shot list, that some value might be had with the Tupac film, All Eyes on Me. Well, that value is all gone. We bumped it up another, I think, 1,200, 1,500 per actor, and that's only because it's going to reflect the last weekend's box office. It's going to have an expected drop. It's probably going to drop. I don't know. Well, and to be fair, I mean, the wisdom of the crowd, so to speak, the cinema score for this movie was an A minus, and I just think that's people who've been, Tupac fans and stans who were just dying to see this movie, be made in some shape, form, or fashion. So this one's for you, y'all. I mean, otherwise, there's not really much there for you outside the music, and I guess Danira Gurira. Let me see. How you pronounce your name? I hate killing people's names because you'd be surprised, but people kill my name, Eduardo Jackson. Danai Gurira, who I believe will be in Black Panther, next year, and I suppose she's a talented actor in The Walking Dead. I do not watch The Walking Dead. I'm not here for the zombies. I'm straight, but yeah, until she gets on drugs, because this is widely known that Tupac's mother, was a recovering drug addict. She has this one level. It's awful to watch. It's hard to watch. It's like, you're talking at a 12 when I need you at a 5, or just show, like, modulate, just show different levels of your fury. Like, I get it, Afeni Shakura was a Black Panther, and she's fierce, and she beat, like, like a bogus rap they tried to put on her when she was active in the movement. But my God, just can we get some levels here? I mean, this is like acting 101, principals acting 101, Spelman College, just, can I get some levels? So yeah, I just wasn't there for it. Anyway, so I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm not for zombies, so she probably might be great in The Walking Dead, but she wasn't. She was badly directed in this movie. She was badly directed, and we're over it. Okay, moving on. So now all eyes on me. You're starting at 9,700 with Grace Gibson, going all the way up to 10,300 for Demetrius Shipp Jr., aka Tupac's doppelganger. Some other movies and actors of note this week. Oh, Rough Night took a tumble. So we dropped it about I think we dropped about $3,000 total, only because it didn't do that great at the box office. It stumbled to 7th place behind Pirates of the Caribbean in its 5th weekend. Rough Night did only $8 million. I still want to see this movie. I don't know if we'll get a chance to go break out and see it this week, but I'm gonna try to take a look at it because it looks like it's gonna be fun and funny. And oh, pardon me. And to be honest with you, when it came to time to go see a movie after busting out of my World Series of Poker event, it was going to be either Rough Night or Tupac, and I wanted to go see Tupac because I wanted to support this movie. I wanted to, I love Tupac's music. I wanted to support films of this ilk, and it somewhat let me down. But so my money went to All Eyes on Me. My money this week will go towards Rough Night. Also to be aware of, I'm not going to go too in depth because we still have the shot list to do. It is Tuesday morning in the Las Vegas Valley. I will be recording later on tonight. You know them, you love them. It's the return of the tripod. Oh, we've missed them. G-Nice, Kevin Garnett, aka the Working Black Writer. Can't wait to get my boys back. And we'll be going into the shot list, and we'll probably do a little more in depth. Since Cornell Westside, man, he stays cashing. I love seeing his development in the game. So we'll go a little more in depth with some of these, but just doing a light overview. My Cousin Rachel stays unchanged, only because I fully expected to dip into platform. I don't understand why this movie is not doing better than it is, and I kind of understand. I think it's an example of a truly platform release not being platformed out. Now, what I mean by that is so let's say you're in the heyday of Miramax, and I don't even think Miramax exists anymore, at least not in the form that I remember it as. But in the heyday of Miramax, they were notorious for bringing movies that had some decent buzz, but that were preternaturally a small movie, and platforming it out, starting it on 2 or 4 screens in New York and LA, and gradually stepping up the amount of screens. And we see this happening still with a lot of these platform films. But Miramax, really believe, were like the masters of that. Like I wouldn't say pioneered it, but they were just like experts in that form of just building up a movie so that it never opened too wide. I mean, it always opened at its appropriate, release type, for lack of a better term, outside of Cinema Draft. They always opened it up at its proper release size, where you'd have, you'd have it show on either, 2 to 25 to 200 screens, and then if it got traction, then they'd step it up, then they'd build it up slowly, and then they'd eventually get it, to its widest, release possible at the right time, once it's had a chance to build up that necessary word of mouth you need in order to grow some of these smaller films, these lower budget films, these indie style and indie type and indie spirited films. So I don't know. I just think I think My Cousin Rachel just opened too wide. I mean, it really should have been a platform release. It really should have been somewhere, at 100 to 300 screens, and then built its way up. But by being a limited release film and on the low end of the spectrum limited release, look at it. Look at this. This is embarrassing. It only made $1,000 per screen in its 3rd weekend out. It's just, come on. Do better. Y'all can do that. It's Fox Searchlight. You kind of fumble this away, Fox Searchlight. So I fully expect My Cousin Rachel at only 1,000 per screen to drop under 400, maybe even 300 screens into platform release this week. So don't believe the hype. And if it does so, then I believe 7,600 for Rachel Weisz is somewhat fair as a headliner. Down to 6,600 for Poppy Lee Fryer. Shout out to Theron. Apparently, that's a favorite actor of his. And some other ones we'll keep an eye out for. The Mummy gets, there might be some value here, downsizing it appropriately. It only made about 14 million last weekend, and with Transformers coming on the scene, expect that sucker to be cut by another 50%. So at 7 to 9 million, there might be a little bit of play in 11.5 thousand for Tom Cruise. Wonder Woman, it's still doing its thing. I mean, this actually might even be low for Wonder Woman. 16,700 for Gal Gadot, 15,500 for Chris Pine, her cheaper of the headliners. Florence Kasumba, 14,500 is one of your lower or one of your cheaper salaried actors in Wonder Woman. You actually might be a ton of value here. I mean, even if you expect, look, these holds have been ridiculous. Let's do a quick deep dive into Wonder Woman real quick in honor of Jay Devlin, who does do the Box Office Mojo deep dives. And let's just be frank. If you're not using Box Office Mojo, you're not going to win at this game. You need to use the statistics, the analytics at your disposal at Box Office Mojo. It's just truly your best tool for this game. So yeah, look at this. Almost 300 million overseas, over almost 600 million combined in 4 weekends. Get your money, Patty Jenkins, Warner Brothers. Get your money. Only quote unquote only $149 million budget, which is pretty hefty. But watch Transformers comes in at like a $250 million, but it's also going to do like $1.5 billion in the global marketplace. So you can't quite even hate on that. So yeah, so look at so each weekend, look at this. Look at these holds. First weekend dropped 43%, then only 29.5%. So this is what I think is key here. So you always have a hold. You tend to have a hold of 50 to 60% or more in these superhero movies. The fact that it held 60% of its audience almost, and only dropped 43% is pretty key. And then the fact that it only dropped 29.5% is extremely key here, because we're still talking big freaking numbers. We're talking full theaters. We're talking, midnight showings. We're talking, still being full. We're talking a lot of appetite for this movie. So if we're just going to do the math, right? 43.3 plus 29.5, that's an average hold of 36.4%. So what I'm saying is that I think we can expect a 36% drop this weekend from Wonder Woman. So if you're looking at 41 minus 36%, then 26.24 million. At this price, 14.5. This is pretty awesome. So let's just do a little exercise real quick. So let's go to hsx.com, another valuable tool if you want to kind of get an idea what the sentiment is for tracking even ahead of time of the Box Office Pros industry tracking estimates. Let's take a look at Transformers last night. See what they're saying on HSX. HSX, for those who are new to the podcast, is basically the Hollywood Stock Exchange, the entertainment market. They basically have a movie game based off of trading movies as stocks. And generally, $1 in their game translates to $1 million in the actual box office marketplace. So they're looking at an opening weekend for Transformers the last night of 63.44 million, which feels awfully low for the Transformers franchise, but I guess everyone's got franchise fatigue. I know I've had Transformers fatigue. I need to rewatch the last Transformers. I'm pretty sure I fell asleep in that dumbass movie. But anyways, Age of Extinction, it did, interesting. So all of these Transformer movies seem to have done like 100 million, except for the original, was this one in the theaters, I think, when I was a kid. Yes, 1986. I'll never forget having to get parental guidance to go see the Transformers movie only because Optimus Prime in 86 said the word damn. He said damn one time. They slapped the PG. That's just amazing. Anyways, I know how times have changed. That movie did like almost no business. Look at that. Opened at 1.7 million the opening weekend, but I was there. My little 9-year-old self what was I? Yeah, like 11-year-old self was so excited for that movie. Anyways, Transformers. Yeah, so 70 million, 108. Revenge of the Fallen. Dark of the Moon, 97. So these all open around 100 million. So the fact that it's only tracking-ish at 63.44 million is troubling. Really, really troubling for its opening weekend. You would think, I mean, once again, kind of going by the averages, it looks like it's averaging around 85 million per open. I mean, what are we talking about here? 97. Let me get this number right real quick. 108 equals divided by 4, or at least in the Michael Bay era. In the Michael Bay era, they're averaging 93.8 million per open. So 63.44 million feels awfully low, awfully low. And that's partially why this isn't bigger. I mean, 25 grand, it's still a quarter of your budget. 25,000 is for John DiMaggio, one of the voice roles, is one of your lower salaried actors, whereas Mark Wahlberg is 26,900. I mean, obviously it's going to be the cock of the walk this weekend. It's a surefire bet the farm to be your #1 movie, but is it really worth it at 25,000? I mean, you can, or 26,000 if you do 2 headliners. Let's see, 50. Let's see. So basically, you're looking at 52,900, which leaves you. What? I'm just bad at math, so bear with me. All right, 47,100 with 8 slots left to fill. I mean, you can do it. It's going to be you're averaging 5,800 left for each call sheet slot. So I don't know. I'm not sure if this is what you want. I mean, it can be done. I mean, look, if you're going to have more of a historical average, what Michael Bay films have done, Michael Bay Transformer films have done, then yes, I definitely headliner stack it, take the plunge. I'm looking at a strategy of maybe Sir Anthony Hopkins, the slightly cheaper the 2 headliners, and then maybe building a stack around Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is not slowing down. There can be some value there, even in headliner stacking. Gal Gadot and where am I going? Wonder Woman. Where'd you go? There you go. About doing a headliner stack around Chris Pine and Gal Gadot, and then punting the rest of your call sheet. That might be the way to go. Like seriously, because if you do 26,000 for Anthony Hopkins, 16,700 for Gal Gadot, plus 15,500 for Chris Pine, that's 58,200 right there. With only 7 slots left, so which leaves you what 41. Why am I so bad at math? So it's basically 40,800 for 7 slots, and then now you can punt the rest, 5,800 per slot. But now, I mean, yeah, that feels like I can't believe I'm giving away my strategy so early. I mean, we're gonna have a lot of similar call sheets, but once again, with this game, the proof will be in the details. But I think a troika of Anthony Hopkins, Gal Gadot, and Chris Pine is what you want. Yeah, I think that's what you want. All right, so. And I've already given away too much information, so we'll bring this in for a landing. This wasn't too bad. I'm getting over my feelings. I've been in my feelings about how it went down this past weekend, but I'm really glad you guys are with me. I'm really glad you guys listen to this podcast. I will be reaching out to you shortly to remind you to get in those call sheets. And, standard reminder, check us out on WeFunder. You can now invest in Cinema Draft. You can, for as little as $100, you can buy a piece of the company. Make sure you go to WeFunder.com/CinemaDraft to see all of the investor perks you can get and to buy into the company. Check out details about the company. Look at our business plan and our pitch deck. See how we're going to make money for you and everyone else. It's going to be very exciting. see the money we've raised so far, see what we've got planned to move forward, and really excited to get into this venture with you all. If you love the game, support the game, be an investor. We'll all make money together. It will be mucho bueno. And also make sure you subscribe to all of our podcasts or all of our different social media channels, YouTube, iTunes, rate us, review us, all that good stuff. Follow us on all of our social media. Tell your friends to sign up for the game. It is at cinemadraft.co. That is cinemadraft.co. And between now and the next podcast, why don't you go see a movie or something?